Frederic Vasseur stood tall beneath the Miami podium scaffolding, one palm raised for calm, while the swarm of recorders buzzed like high-voltage cables. The Ferrari team principal insisted the real headline was not the public quarrel over team orders, but the brutal fact that his scarlet cars had finished almost one full minute behind McLaren's papaya rockets. He waved thick printouts, tyre degradation graphs, streaked in crimson stint-by-stint pace charts, sector heat maps that glowed orange wherever Oscar Piastri stole time. Yet every microphone lunged toward the same topic. Why did Ferrari hesitate while the world listened? Vasseur's cool reply, "We lost time, we will fix it," only fanned the flames, because those lost seconds had been broadcast in real time, wrapped in sarcasm, and immortalized in memes before the checkered flag had even fallen. Lap 27. Humid air clung to helmets. Engines screamed like brass fanfares. Lewis Hamilton, on fresher medium tyres, shot from turn 16, and locked onto Charles Leclerc's slipstream at 300 km/h. Just ahead glimmered Kimi Antonelli's silver Mercedes, close enough to strike, if permission arrived now. Hamilton's dashboard LEDs flickered green, battery deployment primed. "Request to push," he murmured. Leclerc moved aside, controlled but clearly puzzled. In those 20 heartbeats, rubber baked, momentum dulled, and doubt seeped into both cockpits. Hamilton dove after Antonelli, yet everyone knew he was already chasing on borrowed grip. Miami's hybrid layout, half street, half showpiece, turns dirty air into a punishing force. Once Hamilton sat 5 car lengths behind Antonelli, vortices hammered the Ferrari's rear wing, slicing downforce by almost 15%. Tyre wall sensors reported a 3°C spike within 3 laps, tiny on paper, devastating on pace. Hamilton tried a lunge into turn 11. The front end washed wide, tyres squealed, and the rookie darted clear. Ferrari's brand new strategy suite, codenamed Rosso, flashed crimson. Overtake probability had dropped below 20%. Back on the radio came order number 2. "Lewis, return the place to Charles." Hamilton, voice edged with humour that cut like a scalpel, asked if he should brew tea for the field while he was at it. The grandstands roared, but inside the cockpit, heat built, literal and emotional. 2 swaps in 15 laps shredded rhythm, bruised tyres, and, more dangerously, eroded the sense that the pit wall held an iron grip on events. After the race, Vasseur framed the hesitation in 7 calm words. About 1 lap, 1.5. 90 seconds, no more, no less. Yet 90 seconds at an average 220 km/h equals more than 4 kilometres of tarmac, enough distance to lap Monaco with change to spare. Over those ghost kilometres, medium compounds grind away their top layer, brake discs climb 10 degrees, and battery maps cycle twice. Antonelli harvested extra energy, reset tyre temps, and built a cushion Hamilton would never erase. Later, the 7-time champion visited Vasseur's office, rested a hand on the Frenchman's shoulder, and advised, smiling but unflinching, "Seconds matter. Sarcasm means I still care." Leadership met leadership, and both knew the subtext: give clear orders or lose the locker room. While Ferrari argued with itself, McLaren performed a masterclass in calm execution. Oscar Piastri clocked lap after lap in the mid-1 minute 35-second bracket. So consistent the timing screen resembled a copy and paste error. Lando Norris trailed by 2 seconds, offering live traffic intel and guarding the undercut. Pit stops? 2 seconds and 1/10. Wheel guns sang, jacks dropped, no hesitation. When the flag waved, the papaya duo finished almost 60 seconds clear of the first Ferrari. Such a canyon cannot be bridged with a single aerodynamic tweak. It demands organisational rewiring, processes so sharp they feel instantaneous. Mercedes once wielded that edge in the hybrid era. McLaren is now speaking that language fluently. Ferrari, for all its pedigree, must relearn it quickly, because raw lap time and ruthless calls share the same bloodstream. Cut one vein and both bleed out. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are forged from similar steel, yet tempered differently. Leclerc, the analytical dreamer from Monaco, spends midnight hours combing data traces in search of 200ths. Hamilton, the intuitive maestro, feels grip through fingertips and shifts brake bias, corner by corner. Both are magnanimous until clarity vanishes. Leclerc obeyed the first order without a murmur, but afterwards asked why certainty arrived so late. Hamilton complied with the reversal, yet wondered aloud why initial faith had been so slow. History offers warnings. Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello flourished under rigid hierarchy. Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa frayed when boundaries blurred. 2 alphas require firm orchestration, not democracy by committee. Miami was merely the first stress test. The season stretches long. Amid headline theatrics, Kimi Antonelli delivered a quiet masterclass. Born in 2003, the Bologna prodigy spent childhood karting along the same river that borders Imola. In Miami, only his 5th Grand Prix, he executed defensive driving worthy of a champion. By widening steering angle through long bends, he kept surface temperatures balanced. By tweaking differential settings, he preserved rear tyre integrity. By timing battery releases, he neutralised Hamilton's speed bursts. Telemetry shows Hamilton faced 9 km/h extra drag in Antonelli's wake. The rookie used that knowledge like a shield. 8 World Championship points were his reward, and, perhaps more valuable, a psychological edge over the giants in red. Ferrari's delayed call habit is no Miami aberration. Scars run deep. Singapore for 2019, an undercut for Sebastian Vettel, came only after 3 desperate driver queries, flipping teammate Charles Leclerc from first to second and igniting a storm. Turkey 2020, dithering over slicks versus intermediates, drowned podium hopes in a downpour. Silverstone last season, Carlos Sainz languished behind slower traffic because the word swap stuck in discussion limbo. Each episode eroded trust. Vasseur's answer this winter was Rosso, a decision engine crunching 800 variables per second. The code is ruthless, the bottleneck is human. Engineers fear overriding a driver's gut. Strategists fear social media backlash. Managers fear tabloid headlines. McLaren killed that bottleneck by granting team boss Andrea Stella single-point veto power. When data screams act, he acts. No council meetings, no second-guessing. Ferrari says it wants the same immediacy. Miami proved there is still ground to cover. Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari is narrow, old school, and merciless. A sluggish radio call beside the Santerno River becomes scarlet tragedy, played on loop across Italian breakfast shows. Only 12 days separate Miami's steamy dusk from Emilia-Romagna's crisp spring. Red Bull arrives armed with a low-drag rear wing shaped for the flat-out dash to Tamburello. McLaren bolts on a revised diffuser promised to carve 0.2 per lap. Mercedes rolls out a floor designed to tame porpoising through Piratella. The field tightens. The margins shrink. Tens of thousands of tifosi will paint the hillsides crimson, smoke bombs turning the air vermilion. Every radio exchange echoes over public speakers. Should Leclerc plead, "Let me attack," and receive silence, groans will rise louder than any exhaust. Vasseur vows hesitation is finished. The world will measure that promise in the microgap between request and command. If Ferrari can transform 90 muddled seconds into 9 decisive ones, the 1-minute canyon to McLaren might crumble. If not, Miami's radio theatrics will become the soundtrack of a season slipping away. Miami stripped Ferrari bare. Raw pace is there, but hesitation still chains the prancing horse. Frederic Vasseur now has 12 days before Imola to turn data into split-second action that silences sarcastic radios. If orders fly with steel-clad clarity, Hamilton and Leclerc can cut McLaren's 60-second gap. Stall once more, and Antonelli's Miami coup will become the season's template, while tifosi ask how long Ferrari's legend can outrun its doubts.